Welcome everyone to another survival game guide. In Medieval Dynasty today, we're going to be talking about that pesky building limit. The building limit basically, its name basically, says what it is, but it limits how many structures you can have in your village during certain phases of the game, certain chapters basically. And there is a way to increase that both like in the, the vanilla part of the game, but also if you want more than what vanilla is giving you, there is a way to increase your building limit as well. And we're going to go over basically the both ways here. So first thing, if you're just playing like the game normally, you actually increase your building limit by completing the different chapters in the game. And you can kind of see by mine here, I have completed all the chapters, and I actually have 98 buildings. That's like my limit. Technically, this should be 65, and I'll explain why mine is different in a moment here. But when you are just playing the vanilla game and you're not changing any kind of settings, the highest building limit that you can go to is 65. And that is after you have completed all of the chapters. And what I mean by that is, unfortunately, I've already done it all, but if we kind of go here, you can see these are the different chapters that you have to proceed through to advance your village, essentially. You start off like right here at New Beginning. You kind of basically, like I said, you just go through all these objectives, and as you do that, you can see that one of the rewards for finishing the chapter is it increases your building limit. So you kind of just have to proceed through these. Some of these obviously don't, like this one here, Chapter 2 doesn't, but Chapter 3 does. So, you kind of have to like make your way through them, and little by little, the limit will increase. Now, keep in mind that the chapters are different from the story quests. So if you don't want to like touch the story at all, you can still do the chapters. That's fine. They're not related in any way. If anything, I would say focus on chapters if you can, just because, that gets you able to build as many buildings as you want, so you can get as many, production lines going and stuff like that. So, chapters, go for it. Now, if you don't like that the most buildings you can have in your village is 65, you want that to increase, there is the second method, which I use myself, and that is through customizing your game. Medieval Dynasty actually came out with this feature a few patches back at this point, quite a while ago. And there are different customizations you can make. You can make the game, a lot easier or a lot harder, depending on, what you want to tick on and off here. But what you want to do, if you want to increase your building limit, is this little setting right here. You can increase it. You can see that mine is at 140. Normally it's at 100%. But mine is at 140 because I wanted to have a few more buildings, but I didn't want to go too crazy with it, because the devs do warn that if you go to like 200%, that could impact your performance. Obviously, if you have like a really good PC or a really good console, you might be able to play it still without any problems. Mine's mid-tier, if even that, so I didn't want to take any chances here. So I'm happy at 140 myself, but you can, push that and see, how you do, and if things get a little too crazy, you can always destroy some buildings and reduce that limit if you need to. But that is basically how you do it. You can kind of, you can change that basically at the beginning of the game, and you can even increase it like here and stuff too. We'll put that back right there. And I believe that will take effect the next season, I would say. I don't really know, because I'm like at the end of the chapters here, so I'm not too sure when that increases. For me, it might do it immediately because I've completed all the chapters. But basically, if you want to increase the limit, there you go. And unlike the 65, which should be here, just on like the vanilla 100% building limit setting, I have 98 at 140%. So, play with that as you will if you want, and you can have a lot more buildings than the game would originally let you do. And again, just remember that it might impact your performance of the game. You might see some crashing. So, but that's basically how you improve your building limit, which again is nice if you want to have like a really expansive village, or even like a few different villages scattered around. You could have some fun with that. But that's about it for the video. Hopefully you found that helpful. If you're wondering how the heck you're going to get your building limits increased, go through the chapters, or play around with your customized settings if you want to have that last volume be bigger than it should be, basically, in the vanilla game anyway. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.